we have to talk elemental cycling in terms of environmental microbiology and public health. And it is understood and widely accepted that, and we have firmly believed that microorganisms are playing vital role in conversion of elements from one form to another form. Microorganisms are responsible to clean this planet for the life, and microorganisms are responsible to manage the life on this globe by maintaining the life structure and maintenance of this planet. So, previously we were talking that microorganisms are very important for this environment, for this soil. Microorganisms are responsible to manage the ecological system in balanced form. But when these microorganisms are present in water in excess form, they are causing some problems. If such water is used by human, they are causing disease. Here we can say waterborne disease. Waterborne disease outbreak associated with drinking water. If drinking water contains huge number of microorganisms and that water is consumed by healthy individuals, they will suffer in disease. Normal microorganisms which are environment, if those will go into the elementary canal of human with water, they will cause no problem. But if with normal microorganisms, some pathogenic microorganism will go, which has been released by patients of the community, by uh, animals, by patients, by humans, if they will go in human elementary canal with water, they will cause some disease. Causes of outbreaks, if you will see, parasitic, Cryptosporidium and Giardia, these outbreaks are almost 35%. Unidentified outbreaks, 29%. Bacteria, Salmonella, Shigella, and Campylobacter etc., 23% outbreaks are caused. Chemicals, pesticides, nitrates, excess fluorides, these cause problems, 11%. So if we can see here that if water contains a huge number of microorganisms and that water is used without treatment by human community, several type of outbreaks has been happened in mankind history. And if not will be covered and not will be treated water before consumption, they can cause more and more health issues and problems. Waterborne disease outbreak associated with recreational water, recycled water, Cryptosporidium almost 50%, E. coli H7 16%, unknown 16%, Norwalk-like viruses 11%, and Shigella, let me show it, 5.6%. So water quality testing. So before consuming water or before supplying to their community and to its citizens, it is very necessary and it is responsibility of the state. They must have to maintain and check the water quality. If water quality is up to a standard, they must have to supply it to their citizens and to their people. If water quality is compromised, if water quality is not good and they will provide to their citizens, they will suffer into different disease and they will uh, increase problems in their society, economical burden in terms of more visits to doctor, more visits to pharmacy, more leave from offices, stay at home, and lose of jobs in various domains. They can suffer their population into problems. Therefore, it is very necessary whenever we have to supply. or we have to use water, or we have to supply to our residents or to our citizens, water quality must be assured. So how we can check the water quality? Coliforms are aerobic or facultative anaerobic gram negative non-indoor endospore forming rods that ferment lactose with the production of acid and gas within 48 hours of being placed in a medium at 35 degrees C. Fecal coliform, predominantly E. coli, are used to indicate the presence of human feces. So, throughout globe, one standard has been set. One standard is predominant. If water contains fecal contamination, that water quality is not good. If water contains no fecal contamination, that water quality is acceptable, that can be provided to their citizens for use and for consumption. But how we will ensure that water contains fecal coliform or not? So this is very important. If we will take water sample and we will add this water sample into a medium which contains lactose, if coliform is there, they will produce acid and gas, as well as if we will inoculate that water sample on EMB, that will produce green metallic sheen or black centered colonies. It means fecal coliform or fecal E. coli is confirmed, and this water is not suitable for consumption and for drinking. So we will talk little bit about coliforms. Coliforms are aerobic or facultative anaerobes, gram-negative, non-endospore forming rods that ferment lactose into acid and gas within 4 to 48 hours at 35 degrees C. Here is mistake, typing mistake. This G must be capital because it is name of scientist. And these are indicator organism. Coliform are indicator organism used to detect the fecal contamination. And sometimes we are just doing MPN test, most probable number test, to check the coliform in water. So if water contains, because water is present on surface of the globe, and due to many activities, either those are human activities, animal activities, or natural activities, every type of microorganism and organic material, due to air and due to rain and due to surface runoff, it is mostly traveling towards the water bodies. And the water bodies which are present on surface of the globe are mostly contaminated. They contain a huge number of water. So directly we cannot use such type of water due to the higher load of the microbial population. So for that we must have to treat the water. We must have to remove the microorganism from water before drinking. Water held in a holding reservoir long enough that suspended matter settle. First one, what we will do, we will collect water and we will held in a big tank where suspended material or will settle down or we will remove it from the surface. Second, flocculation treatment uses the a chemical such as alum to volase and settle colloidal materials. We will use such chemicals which will convert all soluble materials into insoluble form, into precipitated form, and that we will settle down or we will remove it by filtration or sedimentation. Filtration removes protozoa, cysts, and other microbes. We can use sand filters or a small pore size filter to remove the bacteria and fungi and cysts from that water. Drinking water is disinfected with chlorine to kill the remaining pathogenic bacteria. And further, we are adding some chlorine in water if some pathogenic bacteria is there. we must have to kill that. After that, we can supply this water to public. Okay, drinking water treatment. This is most important in environmental elemental cycling. In environment, the water which is mostly used, and water is important because without water no one can survive. If water contains different type of microorganisms that will cause health consequences and many problems in society and will kill many people, and every country have designed, uh, universally it is accepted and designed a procedure to clean the water before supplying it to public. Suppose first we will collect raw water in reservoir in tank. Okay. Raw water held in reservoir to allow particles to settle down, and we will give sufficient time to settle down all solid and suspended materials to settle down. And the superficial water we have to transfer into another tank by pumping. Okay. Now what is the problem? Now all soluble materials are present in it. We have to think, we have to strategize any procedure and any technique to remove all soluble elements from the water. So what we can do, we can adopt the procedure of flocculation. We have to add any chemical such as alum to convert the soluble chemicals into flocks into insoluble form. And we will, after addition of chemical, we must have to mix the water. Water is mixed with flocculant. What will be? All dissolved elements will convert into insoluble form, and we must have to give time to settle these flocks on bottom. As aggregates of flock settled out, they carry colloidal particles out of suspension. All we have to set our thing. Again, we have to transfer the supernatant surface water into another tank. Now, what is the problem? Insoluble has been removed, soluble has been converted into insoluble form, and has been removed by settling techniques. Settling technique, and again we have converted water into another form. Now microorganisms are there, bacteria are there, viruses are there, fungi are there, and many microorganisms are there. So we must have to remove this water. Particular filter we can place over here. Okay, if you will put a specific filter here, no microbes will go ahead. All microbes will stop, will stuck due to this filter. They will be unable to go ahead. Okay, this water we can store on superhead tank and we can use for drinking purpose. Consumer water is stored before use by consumer. And one thing more, if we have doubt that any microbes will pass from this filter, we can add chlorine solution. We can add chlorine solution to remove, to kill the water. Now this water is safe for drinking. Now it will not cause any negative health consequences on human, and the users are safe now. So every developed country and every country, it has been suggested according World Health Organization, they must have to use water in such a way and have to provide to their community through this process drinking water. Now this water, if you will use, this water is stored in tank. It is clear, it is clean, it have no microorganisms, it have no more chemicals, it have no toxic material. Whenever we are using water inside of the home, either we are using this water in kitchen, either we are using in water in washroom, either we are using this water for washing of clothes, washing of floors, and washing of hands. For bathing, what happens? We are adding various type of pollutants, toxic materials, chemicals, organic materials in water. And water which is clear on tank, when it is coming into your tap where we are using, and we are using for washing hands, face, for washing clothes, for washing, uh, for bathing, for what so purpose we are using this water, the color and structure and the nature of this water is going to change. So what happens? That is called sewage water. Water which has been used inside of the home, inside of the hospital, inside of the industry, by human being, by animals, and now that is released with excreta and other pollutants by human, it is going into the environment. And that water is called sewage water. Sewage water contains various type of organic materials, inorganic materials, toxins, pollutants, xenobiotics, many type of chemicals. So the quality of life that we see in our first world countries is due to our treatment of sewage. The quality of life in good is good in developed countries because what they are doing when they are disposing their sewage water, before disposing they are treating this water in a proper way. They are dissolving, they are decomposing all organic material which is present in sewage water. They are removing all chemicals which are present in sewage water. They are killing all bacteria and pathogens which are present in sewage water before disposing it into environment. Therefore, life quality is comparatively good in developed countries. But here we have to talk, uh, quality life is there good, but immune system is our strong. Primary treatment. So how we are treating the sewage water? Primary treatment, removal of solid materials. It reduces 35% BOD. First, what we are doing? All insoluble materials such as plastics, wood, iron, glasses, whatsoever solid material is there, we are removing from sewage water. Okay, first step we did. So what happens from first step? Removal of solid material, wood material, plastic material, and rubber material, iron material, whatsoever solid material, non-dissolvable material is there, we have to remove from waste water. So what will be? When we will remove waste, all these things, it will reduce 35% of biological oxygen demand of sewage water. Secondary treatment, reduction of BOD by metabolic 95% BOD, degradation of organic material. In second step, what we have to do? In first step, we removed all unsoluble and undissolvable materials from the water. In second step, whatever organic material is present in sewage water, we have to treat it, we have to decompose it by means of microorganisms. What will be? That will reduce 95% BOD. So water is comparatively better. BOD stands biological oxygen demand. In tertiary treatment, in tertiary provides essential drinkable water is much more expensive to do. In tertiary, we are using uh, chemicals and filtration process to remove the bacteria and viruses from water. Either we have to use it again for agriculture, for animals, for industry, or for any other purpose, or we can dispose it into environment. So in diagram, uh, we will discuss in our next class in detail. So what we talked in this lecture, in this 20 minutes talk, just to be tried to convey this message that water is present on globe. It contains various types of microorganisms. If this water is directly provided to consumers, it will cause health effects. So what we have to do? We have to check the water quality. How we will check the water quality? We will check water quality by testing fecal coliform in water. If fecal coliform is present in water, water quality is not good. If fecal coliform are not present in water, water quality is good. Okay. Various type of microorganisms are there in water. We have to treat the water before providing it to community, before providing it to public. So we have discussed the water treatment procedure in detail. First, we did it in three steps. In first step, what we did, all insoluble materials are those materials which are suspended, which are solid, which are not soluble. We removed it by mechanical way, by filtration, or by settling technique. In second step, what we did, all soluble materials we converted into insoluble form, and the process we adopted, flocculation, in which we are adding chemicals which converting soluble materials into insoluble form. We are giving time to settle down. These are pollutants in bottom of the tank, and the superficial water we are converting into another thing that contains microorganisms, and we removed microorganisms by filter, by adding chemicals, chlorine, and then we stock in on our overhead tank from where we can use at time of the requirement. When we are using this water inside of the home, again we are adding various type of pollutants in water that is called now wastewater or sewage water that we have to treat in again in three steps which we talked, and in detail we will talk it in our next class. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.